Yo, it's your boy Okami. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Aiichiro Oda and his plan for the N-word in the story of One Piece.
What if one of the biggest reveals in One Piece isn't about power scaling, but about language, history, and reclamation? What if the name Nika isn't random at all? Today, we're diving into a bold theory that Aiichiro Oda may have intentionally created the sun god as a symbolic reclamation, transforming one of the most hateful words in history into a name that represents liberation, joy, and freedom. Who is Nika? Who is that Nika, boy? In the Wano arc, we learn about the legendary sun god Nika, a mythical warrior who brings laughter, liberates slaves, fights oppression, and brings the drums of liberation to wherever he goes. And then we discovered that Monkey D. Luffy, the main character of One Piece, we learned that his devil fruit isn't what we thought it was. Monkey D. Luffy's devil fruit isn't the Gomu Gomu no Mi, which grants him elasticity, but actually the human fruit model Nika. Throughout history, oppressed groups have sometimes reclaimed words that were used to degrade them, transforming these words into expressions of identity, power, and cultural unity. The N-word is one of the most historically painful and violent slurs in the English language. It carries centuries of trauma tied to slavery, dehumanization, and racism. Now, what the hell does the N-word have to do with flipping Nika and One Piece? Let's get into this.
But if you look in the context of the story of One Piece, the word Nika was a god, the sun god that everybody looked up to. The sun god Nika, what he represented was liberation, freedom, and joy for all of those people around him. So it is in my understanding that Oda's plan is for the N-word Nika to be used in our own society as a word to uplift our own peoples. So when the story of One Piece is over, I think it is Oda's plan for everybody, the peoples, to go and I think that Oda's plan is for in the future, when the story of One Piece is over, for the people, for the children, to instead be saying, yo, what's up, my nigga? To instead say, what is up, my Nika? Bro, what's up, my Nika? Because it's a reclamation of sorts of a harmful word that was the N-word. Oda wants to turn it into something positive and uplifting. Instead of a word used to degrade and oppress people, Oda wants to use the N-word and flip it to dummy reverse it, to some might say in recent chapters, you know what dummy reversing means. Oda wants to flip it on its head and change the meaning of the word. Oda wants the N-word to represent something good instead of something negative. He wants us to feel liberated in ourselves, and he wants us to be happy. Isn't that right, Luffy? Sun God, bro. Yeah. So yeah, that's my honest reading from Oda. And you know how I know this? Because around 30 years ago, I was in Japan and I met Oda. And I told him about my experiences with the N-word and how it made me feel. So I am Oda. He's a real empath. He really felt for me and he wanted to include it into his story, but he wanted to change the meaning and make it feel uplifting instead of oppressive and downgrading, you know? You know, me and Oda, we go way back. Yeah, man. We go way, way back. I helped him come up, like when he was down and didn't have some ideas, I kind of helped him with some of the chapters where he was struggling on. Some of the earlier stuff, and some of the later stuff too, you know. Rocksteady Zebek was actually based off of me. True story. True story.
Well, that's it for this video, guys. It's been your boy Okami. And if you found this theory interesting, drop your thoughts below. Do you think Oda planned this from the beginning, or is it just an incredible coincidence? And remember, when the drums of liberation start beating, the sun always rises.
others, let them know what I'm about to face. Keep your mouth zipped, son. Baby, I've been there before. I was at the point where all I really wanted was someone, and now I'm still hanging on. I was at the end of every tether, waiting for what once was. Tell me all the important stuff. What's your favorite color? What makes you so tough?